I'm going to give you a solid plan for gold for the week ahead. So make sure you understand it because it's essentially bulletproof, even with the news that we have this week. That will adjust how we play depending on the scenario. But last week we had a miss from all-time highs. We did have this zone, which was a 27.75 psychological level plus 4-hour break retest, but we needed alignment, and because we didn't get that, you'd want a breach to increase the appeal of all-time highs. Now that was a miss, and if price does start pushing higher, I'm interested in the 2800 psychological level. I will be taking a split with the first entry at 27.95 and the second entry at the 2800. That's so you don't miss out on a potential move. But if it does push higher to the second entry and then makes the move, then I'll close the first entry and leave partials for the second entry. Anything past that is just psychological levels. So the 28.25, but you take it $1 before, 28.50, but you take it $2 before. How you play these zones will be determined by the market conditions, the drivers, so that will determine if you want a breach to increase the appeal of the next zone, or if you have timing or alignment to take it. You can plot trend lines and fib extensions, but I think the psychological levels hold enough weight to trade past all-time highs because this is the only reference that you do have. In terms of buys, I will talk you through my thought process on how to identify the most obvious levels. The first thing you'll do is plot the most obvious daily levels, and this is the first level that screams out to me. Past this, you also have this level, and in between them there's no daily levels, but you do have this 4-hour level over here. In between there is no daily level, but you do have this break retest, which is also on a psychological level. You then plot the most recent and obvious fibs. So this is the first one. It's a bit aggressive for me, especially because it's 50 pips from open, but that is not something I'd be interested in. But I will plot the next most obvious fib, and you see how has it been working. The 38 delivered the move and worked pretty well, so you plot this fib, and what you'll notice is the 38 fib is on a psychological level, the 50 fib is on the daily level, and the 61 is on a psychological level plus break retest. So that is enough information for me to make a plan where I'm covered for over 500 pips. So if price was to push lower, I'd only be interested in the 38 plus psychological level with timing or alignment, so I'd make that purple. But if you don't get that, you'd want a breach to increase the appeal of the 50 fib plus daily level. But if price does make the move from the 38 fib plus psychological level, then you'd want a breach of the 50 to increase the appeal of the 61 plus psychological level and break retest. And you'll only be interested in the 50 plus daily level with timing or alignment. Without that, it doesn't have enough odds of success to deliver the move. Now, you can plot more fibs as well. So if you plot this fib and see how has it been delivering, the 38 has seen some profit taking move, the 50 has delivered the move, you extend it to the next high, and the 23 also worked, so this is a valid fib as well. And what you'll notice is that the 38 is on the 50 that we plotted before, and also the 50 is a zone that you can cover if you're taking this trade. The 61 is also on this 4-hour level. That's enough for me to even plan another 350 plus pips, because depending on how price behaves will dictate if you need timing or alignment for this zone. If it breaches this break retest and without a significant pullback comes to this zone, I will take this. And if not, if you've seen pullbacks here or even before it, or even if you have fundamentals, so that's another thing that can adjust the plan. But typically it would either need timing or alignment for this zone to increase the appeal of this key level, but I will take this quite a bit early just so I don't miss out on a potential move, potentially even 26.95. You then plot other fibs just to see if they do align. So this is a fib that we used, 38 worked, 50 delivered the move as well. Over here not so much. And then if you plot it over here, as you can see, the 38 fib is on this level, so you have to cover that as well. The 50 is on this 4-hour level, so that just increases the odds of this zone and this zone. You then extend it even more. Here the 50 is on this level as well. Past that, the 38, but I think that's a bit too early for me. For me, I'll take the zone at the 27.9505-ish area. In terms of silver alignment, we do have the 50 fib plus break retest, the 61 plus key level, and in terms of buys, 50 fib, I believe. Sorry, the 61 plus daily level. The 50 is a potential as well. If there's no reaction from the 38 plus these levels, then that could be a potential trade as well. But again, I only use silver for potential alignment. In terms of Dixie, all the zones remain the same. Top of the zone was a miss. Deeper in the zone can offer some insight. Depending on the drivers, when you have news, you're likely to see breaches of a few of these zones. This is my breakdown and buy case scenarios for GJ. Now, we don't have news till midweek onwards, and because it's a tech-driven market and an over 150 pips towards the downside already, if price does continue to push lower, I am interested on this key level, which is also a double fib. If this level does get breached, then this is the backup trade. If this does deliver the move, and especially a considerable one, then I'll only be interested in this zone with timing or alignment. If not, I'd want a breach to increase the appeal of this key level. This zone consists of two fibs, so the big one where the 38 and this break retest, it's not a very clear zone, it's a pretty wide zone, it is a possible zone, but since we already had a pullback around here of over 100 pips, now I'd want a breach of this zone to increase the appeal of the zone that I'm currently looking at, because then you'd be down over 250 pips for the day, and a sharp move into the zone will increase the likelihood of profit taking, and especially because it consists of a key level and a double fib. The second fib being this fib, which if you see how this fib has been reacting, this 38 was a miss, but it's good enough for me to take it. This 38 also did deliver the move, so on the way down I'd want a breach of this area. I wouldn't want a pullback over here, because then that would reduce the appeal of my current zone. In terms of potential alignment, we do have EJ, the 50 fib plus key level, and even if it's on this key level, then that is enough for me to take it for alignment. In terms of UJ, this zone is no longer of interest. More so, I'd want a breach of this zone to increase the appeal of this zone. However, this can still offer insight into potential alignment if all the yen pairs are on level, because this is a yen driven move.